It's Monday morning. You're in a meeting that could have been an email. Someone is talking about Q3 deliverables. You're nodding, but in your head, there's one thought running on a quiet loop. What if I just never had to come back? Not quitting dramatically, not burning anything down, just not needing to be there anymore. Waking up on a Tuesday and deciding what to do with your day because you actually have a choice. Most people have that thought. Almost none of them know what it would actually cost. And here's the uncomfortable part. The ones who have done the math, they're either terrified or finally, for the first time, actually motivated. Because knowing the number changes everything. I spend way too much time thinking about money, financial psychology, and why people who want financial freedom never seem to get there. If that's the kind of honest, no-fluff conversation you want more of, subscribe and hit the bell. New videos every week. Now, before I give you the number, and I will give you a real number, not a motivational poster answer, let me ask you something. Do you actually know what it would cost for you to never have to work again? Not a guess. The actual number. Because I think most people watching this right now don't. And that's not laziness. There's a psychological reason for it, and it's worth understanding before we get into the math. Here's the thing about vague financial goals. They feel safer than specific ones. If you never calculate the number, you never have to confront how far away you are. You can keep the dream alive without the discomfort of the distance. Psychologists call this deliberate vagueness, and it shows up constantly in personal finance. People say, I want to be comfortable, or I want to be set, instead of naming a number, because a number can be measured, and measured goals can be failed. But here's what deliberate vagueness actually costs you. When your goal has no shape, your behavior has no target. You save when it feels right. You spend when it feels fine. And the gap between where you are and where you need to be grows invisibly, quietly, every single month. So let's put a number on it. The framework most financial independence researchers land on is called the 4% rule. The idea is this. If you have a large enough investment portfolio, you can withdraw 4% of it per year to live on. And historically, that portfolio will last 30 years or more without running out. Which means the amount you need is simple math. Take your annual expenses, multiply by 25, that's your number. Let's run it at a few different spending levels so this lands personally. If you spend $30,000 a year, your number is $750,000. If you spend $50,000 a year, your number is $1.25 million. If you spend $70,000 a year, your number is $1.75 million. If you spend $100,000 a year, your number is $2.5 million. Stop for a second. What are your actual annual expenses right now? Not your income, your expenses. Do you know that number? Because if you don't, you can't calculate your target. And if you can't calculate your target, you're back to deliberate vagueness, just with better vocabulary. Now, here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Your number isn't fixed. It moves. And most people are accidentally making it bigger every single month. Every time your spending increases, a nicer apartment, a car upgrade, more dining out, more subscriptions, your annual expenses go up. And when your annual expenses go up, your financial independence number goes up with it at 25x. So a $500 monthly lifestyle increase doesn't just cost you $6,000 a year. It adds $150,000 to your financial independence number. That's the compounding cost of lifestyle creep that nobody talks about. This is why building your base before inflating your lifestyle isn't just discipline, it's math. Every dollar you don't add to your annual expenses is $25 you don't have to accumulate. But here's what knowing your number actually does to you psychologically. It converts a daydream into a target, and targets behave differently in your brain than dreams do. When you have a specific number, say $1.25 million, you can calculate exactly how far away you are. You can run the math on your current savings rate. You can model what happens if you increase contributions by $200 a month or $500 a month. the timeline becomes real. The decisions become concrete. The random Tuesday when you wake up and actually have a choice stops feeling like a fantasy and starts feeling like a date on a calendar. Before you go, 2 mistakes that push the number further away than it needs to be. Mistake 1. Calculating with your income instead of your expenses. Your income is not what you need to replace. You need to replace your spending. For most people, those are very different numbers, and the expenses number is smaller, which means your target is closer than you think. Mistake 2. Inflating your lifestyle while you're trying to build the base. Every upgrade you make right now costs you 25 times what it appears to cost. That's not a reason to live miserably. It's a reason to be intentional before you're set. The number isn't the enemy. It's the most clarifying thing in personal finance. Once you know it, you can't unknow it. You stop floating and start moving. You stop dreaming about the Monday morning meeting you don't have to attend and start building the math that gets you out of it. What's your number? Run it tonight. Expenses times 25. Write it down. Then figure out how far away you are. That's where it starts. If this shifted something for you, subscribe. I put out this kind of honest, data-backed content every single week. And drop your number in the comments. Let's talk about it.
If this made you think differently about money, follow Broke to Base, real math, real talk, every week. Link in bio. See you next video.